right, we're testing out something new here. What's going on, guys? This is obviously me, Patrick, and we
We're in
have
the same
the
room.
host. Yeah, this is awkward.
I didn't want to be alone again. I thought we could maybe try this, see how it goes.
So yeah, we're trying this side by side. Let me know if you can hear us because sometimes my mic's a little bit low. What's up, Kathy? Welcome to the stream. We are here for one purpose and one purpose only. I swear we're gonna stay on topic the whole time. This is a release party
Rarely happens.
for Dangerous Company. Let me see if I can move this out of the way a little bit.
Yeah, it's right on top of my face
There you
now.
go. How's that? We got Giga Chad here with me.
I think we can do better than that. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Kathy, it is extremely rainy here. Pat was walking home from the gym today, and I said, "Do you want me to pick you up?" And he's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine to just walk by myself." And then the skies opened up, and it was a torrential downpour. And so I packed the kids in the car, and we went and found him.
Yeah, they rescued me.
A drowned rat.
Can you guys hear us? Type 1 in the chat if you can hear us. Anybody? Just want to make sure we're not rambling on. I have to repeat this.
That riveting story.
Yeah. I'm the storyteller here, not her. So there you go.
I'm your inspiration.
Hot and dry here. Kathy, can you hear us? All right. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up or something.
There might be a delay.
All right. All right. So we're here to celebrate the release of Dangerous Company, the 11th book in the Drake. This is the first time I've done it without headphones on.
Oh.
Maybe see Mullet.
How do you feel?
Oh, it's still kind of quiet.
You feel naked? Oh.
Yeah, I told you guys speak louder.
Oh, okay. I can do that. I have a voice.
Yeah, so sorry about that. That's about as loud as it's going to go. Unless we got to be passing the mic along. Hello, testing. Oh, you know what?
What?
Try something here. Hello, testing. Is that better? I don't know. I can't see. Watch out for a second. Okay, maybe. Okay, that's better now? All right.
Better, she said.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Yeah, so as I was saying, the 11th book in the Drake series, Dangerous Company, it was delayed a few times, but I worked day and night for the past week to get this thing out. I can see this thing here.
No, it's distracting me.
All right.
Minimize that. There we go.
And I did it, and I'm very proud of this book. It's quite different from the other books in the Drake series. At some point, I came to the realization that there can only be so many serial killers in New York within a certain time frame. You're not in the shot still.
I'm hiding. I'm
All right.
creeping. It's fine.
So there are only so many serial killers that you can have. So I decided to take a different approach with this book. I thought it was something that an actual PI would do. Obviously, Drake is no longer a detective. He has not been a detective for some time, but he was always kind of getting like roped into helping the NYPD. And in this story, I had it. I wanted to show what a PI might do. Like the reality of it is that a PI almost always does like insurance fraud. That's really all they do. Or you have like a naughty cheating wife or whatever, or husband. But in this case, the lawyer would have a PI that would help him with his client to prove his innocence or guilt or whatever. Either way.
So I'm
Well,
sure.
innocence, I suppose. Not
I'm
guilt.
sure that we will get to the storyline a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, but can you just tell us about the handsome guy on the cover? Because I'm sure that that's what Kathy's here for, and a few others are here for.
Oh, the Giga Chad?
Yeah.
So this is me. I took this about a week ago. No, I don't know who it is. It's a random stalker.
No, but that's
outta
who is that? That's the killer?
This is a spoiler-free zone. There's no killers.
Oh, there's no killers. Great.
No, so that would be the character whose name is going to be Connery Sinclair, and there's no spoilers here, but it starts off. Okay, are we really getting this right away?
Yes.
I feel like we gotta chill a little bit.
No, ease your way into the story, but don't reveal everything, of course, as always. Just give a little bit.
Yeah, so I was describing a little bit what happened here. There was a case, and if you just read the synopsis, essentially there's two gentlemen who run a business, and one of them is caught in their office on a couch, and he's completely covered in blood. There's so much blood, it's so voluminous that there's no doubt that whoever this blood belongs to is going to be expired. They're dead. And they find out that it is the guy's partner's blood, and it's Connery on the cover. It's his blood.
What kind of business do they run?
They run it's a data redistribution business. So essentially, okay, I'll talk about that one in a second, but let me just finish this line of thinking here. So you have, and he says immediately upon the police finding him there, he says, "I killed him. I murdered my partner. I confess." And so that's kind of where the story starts, and that it goes from there. Drake is hired, and there are some inconsistencies, such as there's no body, so they don't understand, and he won't tell them, and he doesn't know where the body is. He has PTSD or whatever. So it's up to Drake, and he's hired to figure out what the hell happened. And there's a short time crunch because as soon as he goes in front of the judge, he is going to say that he did it, and he's going to plead guilty. And in fact, they already have a plea deal in place, and it's not very favorable, but they don't really have a leg to stand on. All right, so the company they run is a data redistribution company.
Yeah, you need to explain that.
So essentially what I guess that's a bad way of describing it. They buy data from all the websites that you visit, and they develop a profile of you, and then they use that profile, they sell that to advertisers.
So you have to give permission for your data to be sold?
Yeah, right. Who reads those forms? Those long-ass forms. No one reads that, right? So the reason why probably some of you are here is because I, at one point, targeted you through a Facebook ad. Nefariously. No, essentially how the Facebook ads work is whenever you click a like, you like something, or you comment on something, this becomes part of your profile, and then I can target you. I can look at any people who like Kindle, for instance, and any people who like similar authors to me.
So you know everything about everybody.
So I have a spreadsheet, Kathy. I know you are 6'4". You are 27 years old, and you live in Alaska. But no, seriously. So I can't get that granular, but that's how I target certain people. Just so it's the way ads work on the internet, right? And so this company basically goes one step deeper, and they buy the data from Facebook and other sites, and then they coalesce it into a more robust profile of you, and then they sell advertisement. They sell that to advertisers. So they just basically compile everything, and they don't really get involved in any of these lawsuits when it comes to illegally obtaining your information because they buy it secondhand. So they always push the buck, or what's that saying go? Pass the buck to the people who obtain the data.
Okay, so they own this company together. One of them's dead. Dun, dun, dun.
So they own this company together, and one of them is found with copious amounts of blood, more blood than you could produce and not expire, and he says he kills his partner. So I'll leave it at that.
What was the inspiration for this?
Okay, well, I don't know why I'm beating around the book. It happens fairly early. There are some issues that a lot of people say that, well, the guy's not actually dead, and so it's on Drake to figure out what's going on. So the inspiration from this came from a true story. As you guys know, a lot of my books are amalgamations of true stories of true crime with my own twist, of course. And in this case, I was thinking about this before we went live, and I was going to do some research, but I had no time.
We were at the music concert for our kids. This is a no burping zone. If I'm here, you don't burp.
Gotta burp.
No, nobody's here for that.
Yeah. So I can't remember what the names of the people were, but it was a very complex case in which they had two business partners, and one was accused of killing the other one. Very, very different. Again, as you'll see once you get to the book, or through the book, you'll see that mine deviates. It was one of the harder books for me to write because it was very complex, and I say this in my author note at the end. I wanted to kind of show the frustrations. I didn't want to give the reader any more information than the PIs had. You know how sometimes the point of view changes, and you're all of a sudden with the killer, right? And the killer is doing his deed, and so you as a reader, and this is kind of a technique that authors use to keep you engaged, because sometimes it can be frustrating if you are frustrated along with the main character who's trying to figure out what's happening. But in this case, I didn't want to give any more information we have Drake, we have Screech, and we have Leroy, and they are at odds. Like, as you guys know, DSLH Investigations is not in a good state of mind, and they go their separate ways while investigating the same case. And they're all picking up little breadcrumbs. That also comes up several times, and they end up hopefully putting it together in the end. And I didn't want, like I said earlier, I didn't want to give you more information than what they had. So I wanted you to kind of come to the conclusion with them, or perhaps earlier, or perhaps, well, not later, but, and then I didn't want to really handhold either. I tried to make it realistic in that way. Like, I thought that would be more engaging for you guys, and you could be like, okay, like, what is actually happening? You can have your own opinions.
Did you know where it was going? Be honest. Did you know where it was going when you were writing it?
So, it's weird talking to you, and I'm like,
I know, but
looking
it works
here.
better than me being like downstairs on a grainy laptop like last
Yeah,
time.
you upgrade your shit.
Yeah,
Man.
well, this is my upgrade.
Right. So, the way you guys, if you've been to any of my lives before, especially when I was live streaming the actual writing, you guys know my technique, but I'll describe it for you guys who perhaps haven't been there.
This is the best coaster.
So basically what I do is I have an idea for a story. It's very, very undeveloped. I usually have an idea of the antagonist or a certain type of crime. And in this case, I wanted to have these two business partners, and one of them was dead and one was accused. And the twist is that guy, one of the guys admits to the killing his partner. And I knew what was like I'm trying to, no spoiler, right?
Today, Junior.
Yeah. So I tried to make, I knew where the story was going, but what happened was I was talking to Ashley about it, and I was describing the story to her because she's never read any of my books. So I just ran spitballing some ideas.
Read 17.
And this is when I wrote the whole story already. So I do a really quickly as I can. I find that makes for a better book in the end. I write the story, or I speak into this microphone here and, dictate the story. And then I do a heavy edit, and then it goes on to my editors. But
So you were telling me the story.
right. So okay, I completed the story, and then as I was telling Ashley, I was thinking of a different way that it could end, and I changed it considerably, I guess.
And that was only like a week and a half ago.
Yeah. It just really changed one chapter because, like I said, I didn't want to do hand-holding, and I really didn't want to have things that are super wrapped up in a tidy bow. This is a bit of a different Drake book. Like, he's drunk all the time, so there's that.
Does that mean I co-wrote it since I was basically the inspiration for changing the ending?
Well, you take 50% of the earnings anyway, so on that
Okay.
note, please make sure you click that link and get your copy today.
This is my book. I inspired the ending.
No, it was me. You didn't do anything. You were just listening. You were sounding board.
I think I asked a couple questions.
Yeah, maybe.
Key critical questions.
Yeah, perhaps. But in this case, I ended up changing the ending significantly and rewriting that really heavily. But I think it made for a much better and a twistier conclusion. Yeah. And then one more thing. I don't know if you guys recall, but back in Drug Lord 2, when Drake had the interaction, I'm going to avoid spoilers, majority spoilers anyways, although that was book 6, you should already have read it. When he ends up going to Colombia and he consults with Raul's son, who's there. There's this line because his brother, Drake's brother, wants to kill him, and he says, hey, he's just going to come for you. Like, he's not going to stop. But Drake can't bring himself to do it because he's just a young kid. And so that comes into play here as well. And we get a nice little reveal about Mackenzie Hart. So Mackenzie Hart has been a thorn in Drake's side from like 4 books ago. And never has he explained why, but he's literally out to get him no matter what. He records Drake, he threatens him. And then, as you guys know, in Straw Man, he records Hannah doing something, which ends up making Hannah, leave kind of move on to greener or whatever, browner pastures.
Darker pastures.
Browner pastures.
Browner, ew. What was if you were to think of the whole book on a timeline, at what moment do you think if you were to isolate your favorite, what's your favorite moment?
Oh, there. Okay, so at the end of Straw Man, there's the whole the DA. The agreement was that Drake and his team would help the investigation, and if they did, the NYPD is not going to pay them anything. They're going to give them a big shout out, right? So do a big shout out in front of everyone saying, hey, they helped solve this crime. But in a twist, which I won't explain here because it's in the book, basically he has to give the credit to Mackenzie Hart, the other PI. Right. So that sets up this book because Leroy and Screech are just super, super pissed because they don't know what happened to Hannah and they don't know why Drake credited this other firm who had nothing to do with it. And so they're fighting, and they're very annoyed with him, blah, blah, blah. And then partway through the book, there's a scene where Drake and Screech are talking to each other. I don't know what chapter it is, maybe 48-ish.
Okay.
And
so midway?
No, it's towards the end, like the last third.
There's 70 chapters?
Yeah, no, I didn't mean 60 in the end. I cut some.
Oh.
Yeah, I cut some because I wanted to make it, like I said, I didn't want to give the reader more information that the characters didn't have. Or the main characters.
What do you do with those cut chapters?
Burn them. Never see the light of day. I have them, but yeah.
Maybe they could be like creepy little giveaways.
I suppose, yeah,
That'd
maybe.
be cool.
Yeah.
Like the never been read chapter.
Yeah. So to finish that thought, there's this interplay between Drake and Screech, and there is a theory called Occam's razor. Most of you guys have probably heard of Occam's razor. It's basically, very, very generally, it means that the simplest... You haven't heard of it?
No, I said nobody's heard of it.
Oh. Okay.
Occam's razor.
Occam's razor.
Is that like something you buy like at the pharmacy?
Yeah, it's when your legs or armpits,
leg hairs and...
I don't even... We can say that on Twitch. We'll get banned.
You can't say leg hairs?
No, like... I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
I'm on Twitch. Oh, you've heard of Occam's razor. So Occam's razor, very simply, and my understanding. Don't be mad if I get this completely wrong. But Occam's razor is basically the simplest solution is often the correct solution. Too often, especially when it comes to things like serious illnesses or death, we want to fix blame. We want to develop this whole theory of why things happen. And to be honest, shitty things happen to good people. Like it's just random and there's no real reason behind it. So part of what Leroy says, Leroy is very staunchly saying this is Occam's razor. This guy like admitted to it. There's all this blood. I know there's no body. I know there's some fucked up circumstances, but he did it. And yet Screech says there's something called Hickham's dictum. So you could see where this is going, right?
Like we might be
so Hickam,
on...
I think it's Hickham's. Yeah, Hickham's dictum.
Oh.
Dictum. Okay. So basically, it's the opposite, and it's like a medical theory in which a patient can have many, many, many ailments or many, many diseases. So he throws that out there. He goes, "This is Hickam Dickum or whatever the fuck it is exactly." And then Drake is like, "What is going on?" And so there's this interplay between them, and that is probably one of my favorite chapters that I've ever written. It just flowed and it just
it's crazy that your favorite chapter didn't involve
sex.
No, I was gonna say your favorite character.
Who's my favorite character?
Not Drake, not Chase.
Beckett?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's always your favorite. That's why I'm...
Yeah, because those fucking books are ridiculous.
Wow.
I didn't do one of these lives for Beckett's new release, but we could talk about that. When he does... I don't want to do any spoilers, but let's say he has a second career, and his career, of course, is related to sex education. So he's a sex education teacher for teenagers, and the first thing he does is he puts on a fucking gimp suit in New Orleans, and he's sweating, and he's got the gag in, and he goes to his class, and people are just like, the kids are like, who is this insane person? So that scene was very, very funny to write.
Was that what you saw when you went to New Orleans?
Yeah, I don't talk about that. Are you IRS? CRA? They're coming after me?
Oh, there's some good things in the chat. Hickam Dickum barely knew him.
Whatever. I like this book. I enjoyed it. It's okay. It's like I said, it's a bit different from the Drake, like super dark serial killer. Although it starts off very dark because Drake's in a bad spot. But
With
wait.
alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Who do you think's more in a darker spot, Chase or Drake overall? As
well, seeing as I'm drinking a beer here,
I'm not talking.
I'm gonna go with like heroin addiction is probably worse than
But she kicked that.
she did. Yeah.
So I mean, who would you say right now, current state, is in a worse spot, Drake or Chase?
So Drake has one kid. Chase has a kid, a biological kid, and a niece she's looking after.
So she's in a worse
So
spot.
yeah. I don't know why
What was it
the
say about us?
volume of children you have
Oh.
determines how terrible your life is. Well, cheers to that.
They're not asleep yet. Shh.
Oh shit. Okay.
They heard that.
That was a joke, kids.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you.
Mommy and Daddy love you.
Mommy, Daddy, love you. The more kids, the better.
Mm-hmm. Let's have more. Joking.
I'm getting kicked off Twitch for sure. Yeah, so I think Chase is in a worse spot, but Drake is pretty bad. Drake, the thing about Drake's like character in essence is that he tries so hard to do the right thing, but he just like locks on to certain things, and he can't. He's inflexible when it comes to these fighting crime. I don't know. He's not Batman, but you know what I mean. And so he keeps failing and failing. And this is one of the things that Beckett used to say to him. Like, you just suck. Everyone who comes around you is just, like, fucked. And that's what happens to Hannah. And in this book, it happens to another character as well. They're kind of on their way out.
Can you explain the female presence in this book? Because I've heard a lot about two male business partners. Drake, like, where the ladies at?
Where them ladies at?
Where them ladies
So
at?
the prominent female character would be the wife of the man whom they assume is deceased. Does that make sense? Connery's wife.
Yes, okay.
Wendy St. Clair.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me about Wendy.
Well, she's a bitch, but
Interesting.
I can't tell you much about her. But let's say that we have in this book we have double cross, triple cross, quad cross. I don't know. There are lots of twists and lots of elements where you.
You said it was your twistiest book.
Yeah, it had more twists than a hand job from a prostitute on. So, okay, I'll leave that on.
No, we're not getting banned.
Yeah.
Oh, as per Ashley Logan's question, ever heard of the Bechdel test?
Yeah, I have heard of it, but like, go on.
Please.
No, tell me.
Tell
I
us
don't know.
more.
It sounds familiar though.
Bechdel.
Also, so I want to thank. I think it was Victoria, whoever posted the first review of Dangerous Vic.
Vic, wasn't it Vic? Because there's Vic and Victoria. We don't want to mess them up. Oh, it's a measure of the representation of women in fiction. It asks whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man. Oh, someone's woke in this chat today. Andy's woke.
Mods, can you delete that comment, please?
No,
that doesn't really happen. So, in the
the Bechdel test failed.
Yeah.
Failure. Wendy talks to nobody about nothing but a man.
No, she's like the only woman in this one.
It doesn't pass the D.
Oh, there's a stripper.
There's a stripper.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
But she doesn't talk to her.
No.
So
Nobody
I
talks to
really
her.
wanted to flesh out Leroy. So I don't know if you guys remember, but Leroy came about in I think Drug Lord 1 when his brother was murdered. Problematic, right? Yeah, his brother was murdered, and he was thrown in jail, and he met Drake there, and that's kind of where they had their interaction or their friendship began. So this was like a Leroy book to some degree, and if you can see what's happening here, we have DSLH, right? So Drake is the big D, yeah, and you have H, right? The end, the tail of that D, the ball. I don't know. So the H is gone. So Hannah left, and then we have Leroy's the next one. I'm not gonna say what happens to him, and then we have Screech, and then we have Drake.
Leroy?
I can't. That's spoiler. But I always.
Leroy's been around for a while.
I know. So this is a Leroy book to some degree.
Starting to get the feeling.
And then next one might be a Screech book. Although, back to his roots, the next book is called Happy Face.
Every time you say Screech, I just think of Saved by the Bell. So.
I know, and he looks like him. That's why people call him that. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Dustin
a little bit.
Diamond.
Well, before Dustin Diamond
R.I.P.
went to porn, yeah.
No, he died. He got
But
stabbed
before he
and
did that,
died.
he went into porn.
Is our Screech in porn? No.
No, but his porn was called Saved by the Smell, and I was like, man, who would fucking make a porn with the word
Ew,
smell in it?
And
like,
we're done. That's unacceptable.
So
I didn't know that. I just
yeah. So Happy Face. I'm sorry, spitting everywhere. Happy Face is the next book in the Drake series. I don't know when it comes out. Maybe in November. What? Because of the porn? Because Screech is porn?
I'm not sure. You tell me.
And no, I'm not. The premise for that one is basically, if you get this card with a happy face on it, then I don't do any spoilers, but then you end up being targeted by this serial killer. Right?
He didn't do the porn after he died.
No, I made that clear. He was not doing the porn after he died. Although the title might be more appropriate.
No.
Saved by the Smell.
Ew.
Oh, all right. Too much. Okay.
I feel like that's fake. That can't be. That's fake news.
I can pull it up on screen if you like.
I'm Googling it after. Don't pull it up now.
Yeah, so that's Dangerous Company for you. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please, please, please leave a review.
Someone read it within the
Yeah,
first few hours.
I think it was Vic.
Vic?
Killed it. They crushed it in before I woke up in the morning. And the paperback. Excuse me.
Spent all night reading it then because you woke up at
It's
6:45.
Man, listen. If I didn't know what happened, I would never be able to stop reading it. It's amazing. Unputdownable. The paperback. I'm still waiting for the.
Linda wants to know.
Linda would like to know. It's coming soon. I just have to wait for the cover to be done.
Linda, it usually takes a week. You know that.
I know.
It's coming for you.
It's a week. I listen.
You should actually post 2 release dates. You should say.
Yeah, but I explained this. It's not on me. Like, the thing is, when I finish the book, like this one, I'm like this close to the deadline. Kindle's like, enter it now. Enter it now. Otherwise canceled. So I'm literally finishing the last things. I'm getting the editor's comments. I'm putting them in and I upload. And then I have to reformat for print because my cover editor needs to know exactly how many pages it is to like make the spine. Oh. And so that takes me a while to do that. And then he takes about whatever, depending on how busy he is, a week to give me the whole jacket. So I've said this 100 times. That's what happens. So if I were a little bit more organized, then I would have the book done early and I could have same day release. And
So why don't you have the deadline for you a week earlier? And then we'll just push on that deadline instead of the real one. You just can't trick your mind.
You're on my side here. What? No, like I'm working.
Trick
you
your
saw
mind.
me. I was weird.
I was also dead in the basement for 2 days with a infection in my throat. So
yeah, dude, I was 2 a.m. every night. I was doing drop the kids out of school for 7:45, come back 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. every day, just trying to get this thing done.
Wait, there were some breaks.
What?
There were some breaks.
Don't tell them that. I had to go to the gym, man. I gotta get the pump.
But this one didn't take you very long compared to the last one. I think you got your mojo back.
No, you're tripping because this book I actually wrote a long time ago.
Oh, you tricked me. You're like, I'm getting on the new one after the last release, and then you just had it done. You had it in your back pocket.
As you guys know, like it has been a tough 2 to 3 years for a variety of reasons that I don't want to get into.
I think that story's old though. I think we can like close that up.
Listen, this is my
shtick.
Yeah.
But now,
yeah,
it's 2022. New you.
Okay.
You got your mojo back.
The mullet
COVID's
wag.
over. Everyone knows COVID's over. Got a
mullet wag.
You got your mojo back.
Yeah. So, this one and Already Dead had already written, and I just need to edit them. But as I described earlier, basically it takes the equivalent amount of time for me, sometimes even longer, to edit as it does to write.
Sound cut out. Back. Are we back?
Nah, the sound's got to be there.
Is this thing on? Andy, let us know.
Should be good. I see the little bar moving.
I don't see any confirmation of that. The lighting's good in here.
I don't know. I always look so red in these things. I got a white shirt today, so I was like, this is the white balance. It made me look like a zombie.
Okay.
Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate that. So, yeah, so this one took a long time to edit, but I had written it mostly before, like maybe 6 months ago.
Oh.
but I'm still up to that deadline. I
Do you
don't.
have any other books in your back pocket that you'd like to share?
No, absolutely not. Right now I'm working on the next
Chase.
Chase book. So here's the thing, guys.
It's due in 2 weeks.
Less.
Tock, tick, tock.
That one I'm super excited about. I'm writing it now. It's got a bit more focus on Tate Abernathy, the new FBI agent. I really want him to be a mainstay in that series. So I'm working on his kind of backstory. He has a very interesting backstory. And his partner, I don't know if you guys noticed, his previous partner before Floyd was a guy named Constantine Stryker.
Things are breaking.
Sorry. Constantine Stryker, and he has his own series coming out next year. And I think the books are titled Tell Me Where, right? Tell me where. Tell me what you've done. Tell me what you said. Blah blah blah.
Oh, I've seen the covers.
It's a Tell Me one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. I like those covers.
Yeah. Made them
The
myself.
women are gonna love those covers.
I made them
They
myself.
don't even have a handsome.
Giga
dude on
Chad.
them.
Giga Chad.
Yeah, they don't have a Giga Chad on them, but they're just like very attractive covers.
So I'm excited about those ones. And anyway, so Tate worked with him. I'm exploring his story a little bit more. And in that book, Direct Evidence, we have a return of a character who helped Chase in the past. Very, I don't know, very rich benefactor, let's say. And so he returns, but he's in muddy water. What, dark water? What is it? Muddy water. I don't know.
Like brown fields or whatever you said before, brown pastures.
Cow patties. He's in cow patties. So he needs her help.
Ooh, new supporter.
Oh wow, we got a new supporter. Thank you,
Thank you.
Andy.
Woo.
We do actually have another supporter. I really appreciate the support. I'm still just trying to decide what to do for supporters. For you guys who don't know, you can actually do me a solid right now. All you people on here, there should be a button at the bottom that says stars, like a little star icon. If you click it, just see if they give you free stars to donate. That sounds so despo, but like I was another streamer's thing. You don't have to donate stars. I don't care. Like
Just let us know
if there's a free star thing, just click it and give it to me. And then apparently Facebook gives me money. I don't know. Never received a cent, but
with the free stars.
right. No, but they were doing a promo. Anyways,
Oh, cool.
I would like to do more of these lives. I would like to do more live streaming, but life has been hectic.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on Direct Evidence. That should be next. And
Hell yeah, baby. Someone's Randy in
Yeah.
our chat. Woo.
I
Randy,
really
Andy.
appreciate the support. There's another book that I'm writing, and the reason why it's probably not going to come out when it's supposed to come out, I'm really sorry about this. It's called Flattery, and it is
I
a
haven't heard of this one.
Drake and Chase super thriller. I named it. Like,
I'm back.
how original, right?
No freebies from Andy.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine then. So it's a super thriller. So it's Drake.
What's the difference between a thriller and a super thriller? Pray tell.
I don't know. Amazon algorithms like super adjectives, hyperbole.
So just this is a complete sidebar. So sorry what you for what you were about to say, but there was a grade 11 teacher today at the music concert, sitting in front of me, and she turned around and she said, "Is your husband an author?" And I said, "Yes." When you were in the bathroom. And she's like, "My daughter told me that your husband was an author, and I'm an English teacher, and I want to have his book be part of my curriculum for next year. I'm trying to pick the books."
His book?
Well, a book,
All right.
because she can't do many. She can't do 58. And so she
Is
said,
that what it is? 58?
Yes, you're at 58. I counted.
58.
And she said, would he be interested, do you think, in having his book be read? And are his books suitable for 16-year-olds? And I was like, I'm not going to be the one to say yes or no. There are some gritty scenes. There's some things that I wouldn't want to have read at 16.
You're 40 and you haven't read anything anyway, so.
I've read 17, and I was traumatized. So,
But I get this question fairly often, right?
of what is it appropriate?
Right. Is it appropriate? And I'm like, it's
Not
I
appropriate
can't
for
make
adults.
that decision
It's
for
not
you.
appropriate for adults. It's not appropriate for me.
I can't make. You have to read it. So as you guys know,
So like read it and then see how fucked up you get from it.
no, but
that's your
do I
advice.
think it's okay for a 16-year-old? Yeah, 100%. Of course I do. Like when I was
The sex
16,
scenes, no
I was
problem.
reading-
It's
I was
more
reading
the
Stephen King.
Disturbia. Well,
No, I was reading
Stephen
everything.
King doesn't have sex scenes. and aggressive, like he doesn't have rape scenes and things like that.
I don't think my books are overly graphic. Like it's not like some of the horror ones maybe.
It's not cozy.
No, it's not a cozy mystery. It's not fucking
cozy, it's
macaroons and murder or whatever.
That's what Abby's reading. But so she wants to not only profile your books, but she wants to have you come in and speak to the grade 11s. So
yeah, I'm up for. I'm fine with that for sure. I like to like break some of the stereotypes and molds that we've been taught about when it comes to writing and making a career out of books, I guess, publishing. So I'm fine with that, but I can't answer the question because that puts all the onus on me. It's like, hey, is this appropriate for my kid? I was like, I don't even know who your kids are.
Well, we gave it to the neighbor.
I didn't.
I did, and she's 14. And I warned the parent. I warned her mother because her mother asked, and I said there's some weird things in there, and there's a sex scene, and she said she's ready for it, and we heard nothing since.
They haven't spoken to us in 6 months.
They haven't spoken to us since.
Yeah. So I like when our eldest, who is the star behind Camp Fear, the podcast. If you haven't heard it, you need to listen to it. She reads an insane number of books, and I don't let her read just anything. I do have a limit because she's only 10, right? So I'm trying to migrate.
Shelter.
No, not shelter. It's not sheltering.
Oh, filter.
Yeah, filter.
Not shelter.
Certain topics, right? But I just tell her like, hey, if you come across something, then
close your eyes. Close your eyes.
And in terms of it has a very infamous sex scene where it's rape. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
It's not rape, but like.
I think I blacked
the girl has to have sex with
awesome,
all the
Kathy.
people. Yeah, so Kathy, there are 2 podcasts.
Okay, I will put a preference. I would put a star, 5 stars on the Camp Fear one.
Yeah.
Abby,
they're both 5 stars.
Yeah, both. But I would say start with Camp Fear. Abby nails it with the narration.
Yeah, Camp Fear is basically designed for kids and performed by my.
But not even for kids. Like
they're fun.
My favorite was so good, and obviously I'm biased, but I find that the stories were well written, but really well narrated.
It's basically if you would think of Goosebumps.
Such a chilling voice though. Like her voice is so steady and
yeah,
so
she really does a good job. It's basically Goosebumps in audio format, upgraded to 2022.
And it's really interesting that there's always a nagging mother in almost every single podcast, and I'm strangely asked to narrate
you
that.
may or may not be typecast in that.
It's really strange.
I'm just saying. Those were a lot of fun. So I have the Camp Fear podcast. Abby and I think we had 11 episodes. It is very, very time intensive. Like it takes forever. Abby.
Less for her though. Like she's
getting better, and I try. I don't want to. Yeah. So when we were recording the podcast, I don't let her reread or pre-read. Sorry. So it's very difficult for her as an actress.
Like experiencing it as she's reading it.
But I love the surprise.
Because that adds to the excitement in her voice, right? Or the like.
Yeah, I love to see, and then just like selfishly, I'd like to see her shock when I see her like this reading ahead. I'm like, stop, and she's going. Yeah, it's a very soothing voice. And the other podcast is called 5 Minutes of Terror. These are small, bite-sized, 5 minutes or less.
They're twisted.
Yeah, I did 51 of those, so they were like everything from esoteric to absurd to.
The best part is that every morning Pat drives the kids to school, and so it's a 5-minute drive and a 5-minute podcast. So they start it in the driveway and they ended it in front of the school. And they listened to because you were releasing one a day.
Yeah, every weekday I'd put one out
so the kids would hear it every morning on the way to school. Like, what a way to start your day. I'd be terrified. Like, they are twisted. And
yeah, they're twisted.
At 7:46, they're hearing this.
But they are kid friendly. So when I say kid friendly, it means basically no swearing, no like graphic murders or anything like that, but it deals with death and stuff.
And also
they're scary stories. Like
still have a disclaimer on there that like kids may get a bit weird after watching it, listening.
Well, so another teacher asked me. She goes, "Oh, can I play these for my students?" I'm like, "They are 5 minutes long. Like, listen to it. You fucking decide." Like, I don't know.
Teacher.
I
don't remember that.
Well, it was by proxy through.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I would say yes, but I'm not
Vet
gonna
it.
get it. I'm not gonna
Always
get
vet
it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get attacked by these crazy people in the school.
By the school board?
By the school board? Well, what was I gonna say though? I was gonna say something about that.
Sorry, I stole that.
You burped too.
No, I did not.
You 100%
No, I
burped.
didn't. I would never. About the podcast, about the 5 minutes.
I don't know. Yeah, I did the 5 minutes of terror. I really liked the idea. Oh, I was gonna hit two different, like, people who have 30 minutes to listen to a whole, like, story, like a 3-part story, and then the 5 minutes were like, hey, you have 5 minutes. You just want to listen to something, and I was very much inspired by scary. Oh my God, what the hell is it called? Scary Stories.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Alvin Schwartz. When I was a kid, I would read these stories, and I was like, these are incredible. They were
So freaky.
yeah, I love them. They really inspired me. And so just recently, my kids acquired a copy of these stories, and to be honest, the illustrations are more terrifying than the stories. They made a movie about it, but the stories are what really got me. And I thought, hey, I think I want to do something like this, and I thought podcasts were the way to go.
I'm trying to find. Andy says he has a question, but I don't see it anywhere. Say it again, Andy.
You're one of those crazy people in the school, Kathy?
Kathy is.
I mean, listen, I love the exposure. I would talk to kids all day in terms of how to write, what my process is, what I'm doing, but I can't decide whether it's appropriate. Like,
Because you know deep down the answer is no, it's not appropriate. But illustrations were top tier.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they were
Oh
so
my,
good.
they were so good. I don't see any question though, Andy. Sorry.
So Stranger Things is pretty intense. Yeah. So Stranger Things I think it's actually rated like 14 plus though. The thing is, they do have some like softball swearing, I guess. Like, you know, shit, ass, bitch, whatever. No F bombs. What?
Sab, the classic Sab.
Yeah, classic Sab trifecta. And then they don't have really any sex or rape or anything like that, but they do have some graphic murders. Like this new season of Stranger Things is crazy.
Oh, is she gonna sleep? You allow her to watch this with you?
Yeah. I get that. Teachers need to decide the curriculum. Yeah.
Oh, I will ask now. Why do so many young adult books, thriller, horror, feature a female protagonist? Oh.
I don't know the answer to that. I think it's because there are more female readers. So
To encourage
No.
female readers? No.
there's more women or kids read. Or sorry, female women or girls. Sorry,
Yeah.
women or girls read more than men, and so
So that they
it just
can,
makes
imagine
sense.
themselves
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
character.
You know, when you're reading a book, and I read both, but my affinity is more towards a male protagonist, just because I could, I know, as
Identify?
escape. No, it's more like escapism. Like you escape into that character, you become that character to some degree. So I think that's probably why. I don't know the answer.
I
I write both.
I like female protagonists.
I write both. I think my fan base is predominantly female, and
And Chase is your top
yeah,
series.
for sure. Chase has sold way more than all the other series, probably more than the other ones combined.
But maybe that Bechdel test needs to be done each time.
That's a good point, though. I haven't.
Because maybe they need more female interaction.
Yeah.
I like it, Andy.
All right.
I'm on to it.
Okay, so what do you have here? I will ask now. Okay, no, Christopher Pike, for example, and
No,
the writer
that's
is
what we-
male.
That's the same, in the same vein.
So Christopher Pike is coming out with. He has a book called Midnight Club, which I really liked as a
Loved.
kid.
Me too.
I loved Christopher Pike, by the way.
I read every single
Yeah.
Christopher Pike.
And so he's coming out with a movie called, or I think it's a show on Netflix in October, Midnight Club. So essentially the story is about these terminally ill kids, teenagers, and the promise of whenever one of them dies, they will come back and somehow signal to them. And I don't remember what else happens, but it's a great premise.
But that's a new series or a movie?
No, it's a series, like a Netflix series.
Oh, it's gonna be
based on
awesome.
Netflix.
Are we gonna let Abby watch it?
Yeah, so my eldest was like, I told her about it, and I haven't seen the rating yet. They only have released a teaser.
I'm not convinced it's gonna be.
So,
horrible.
I'm a huge fan of R.L. Stein, obviously, and his.
That's like the junior to Christopher Pike.
I know, but they came out with the Fear Street trilogy of movies on Netflix. The first two, I haven't seen the third. The first two were fantastic.
Did she watch them?
No chance. Like at one point, they put the guy's head through like a meat slicer.
Oh.
It is 100% not
okay for me.
It's very, very graphic.
And that was just the R.L. Stein.
I know.
So then Christopher Pike's not going to be okay.
So I have to pretend I'm the cheerleader of the Wiba Jamila. Yeah, it's like your high school experience all over again. Just you transpose yourself into 25 years ago, whatever it was.
It's going to be easy. Oh, I have this arm. This robot arm.
Should I do a reading?
Oh, yeah, do a little reading.
What do you guys want to do? You want me to do a reading of the book?
Yeah, do a little reading. And then I can actually like hook you off the stage when it's too long. It's easy to do when I'm in the same room.
It's riveting.
No, but I'll tell you when enough is enough.
All right, Perfect. So you guys want a reading or you want to keep chatting? I could talk about anything, obviously.
But also, get the book. Oh, new something.
New like? Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy. I like that crunchy sound. It's very satisfying. When someone likes, it's like a little crunch.
You want a reading?
Reading.
All right.
Okay, so get the book.
I have to buy it first. I don't own
Oh,
it.
and now let's let them vote whether they want me to read it or you.
Oh, you can read it.
Okay.
There's a lot of big words, though.
Give me the teaser preview that will make me want to buy the book.
I mean, I will let Ashley read the prologue. But the thing about this book, though, is the prologue is very much disconnected from the actual story.
Okay.
So I don't know. It'll.
So maybe not the maybe not the prologue. Find just a part in the book, and I'll read it.
You know what? Let me see if that chapter that I was telling you about that I really liked. It wasn't chapter 48.
We don't have to read that scene. I can just do this one. Oh, I see it.
Chapter 40.
Okay. Where do I start?
Oh, I know. What the? Space should not be there.
And is that no body or nobody? I don't know how this works with all those.
All right, we're going to let Ashley read this part. Minor spoilers.
Really? Okay, starting at let's play a game.
You want me to put it up? Hold on, I'm going to move stuff around.
No, I got it. Just tell me what.
But I'll put the stream up here.
Well, now I can't.
Read the last chapter? No, Kathy, what are you talking about?
Haha.
No way. We'll read the chapter that I really enjoyed writing. So
let's play a game. Okay, but I don't know whose voice. I don't know.
So this is Drake.
Okay.
And then Screech. It's Drake and Screech.
Okay, that's easy. So I have to like put a deep voice on or no? I'll just talk in my normal voice. It's already deep.
Yeah.
I had a throat infection this week. Okay.
Hey, my microphone? Okay, poison.
Okay. Let's play a game. Just say the first thing that comes to mind. Sure, love games, Screech said sarcastically. Perfect time for games. Good. Now I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. The very first thing, okay? Okay. Drake took a deep breath. Deep breath. You have a secret identity that is making millions that nobody knows about. Why? Porn! Screech snapped. Drake made a face. Porn? What the fuck? You said the first thing that came to mind, Screech defended. I was thinking of the picture of Wendy's ass. It's a nice ass. Drake laughed. He couldn't help himself. It's a nice ass. Fuck, okay, what's the second thing that comes to mind? Escape. Yeah, escape. That's what I'm thinking too. You create this alternate identity, flush with cash because you're planning a getaway. No body, remember? Screech reminded him. I know. Drake scratched his head. Let me run something by you.
Why do we do like back and forth? I'll be Drake, you be Screech.
No.
Okay.
You just do the actions. Screech pushed a finger behind each ear. I'm all ears. Let's imagine that Leroy's wrong. That this isn't Occam's razor. that this is the fucking opposite of Occam's razor. You mean Hickham's Dickum? What? You're still thinking of porn? No, it's the opposite of Occam's razor. Hickham's Dickum. Drake exhaled.
Dictum, not Dickum.
Dickum. Drake exhaled. He was equal parts annoyed and impressed. How do you... Never mind. Okay, this is Hickory's dick or whatever. Complicated. Fucked up. Yeah. Connery is spending money in Vegas, having a great time, and Kevin is pissed. Threatens to kick him out of the company. He approaches Wendy. She doesn't want to lose her cushy life, so they come up with a plan. Wendy's with a nice ass.
Yeah, she's got a great ass.
He's blackmailing her, Screech interrupted. What? Who? Connery? No, Kevin. When I went to visit Wendy and showed her the picture, she said, "Are you going to try and blackmail me like Kevin?" Drake couldn't believe what he was hearing. Really? And you didn't tell me this? I did, Screech protested. You just weren't listening. I don't think you did. That it doesn't matter. That makes even more sense. This makes even more sense. Wendy's being blackmailed by Kevin, and she... Now Drake's cut Screech off. This isn't a fucking ensemble piece. It's my story. Just listen. Just plug in plot holes, Screech said. I'm going to plug something if you don't shut the fuck up. Screech finally backed down. Okay, let's hear it. All right, so rewind to how many months has Alec been pulling a salary? Screech made a zipping motion across his lips. You're such a child, Screech. Whatever. Doesn't matter. 6 months ago, let's say.
Let's cut there because we're going to do some spoilers there.
Oh.
All right, congratulations. What an excellent...
I didn't do the worst, right? It's pretty hard to read when you don't know who the characters are, like, in the moment.
You're not
No, I know
familiar
who
with
they
these
are
characters?
now, but...
Welcome, Lisa. And anybody else who just joined? No, we're not that fucked.
Cracking up.
So that,
so fast. Sorry. Next time I'll be slower.
So that was one of my favorite scenes to write. It keeps going, but it keeps getting more ridiculous. And the reason why it was so cathartic was that they had been in a terrible fight beforehand. And Kathy, why... Have you read the book? Because you're telling me to read the last chapter?
The last chapter is quite telling.
Yeah, there is... No, actually, the epilogue is a bit different. A bit diffy.
Hits diff.
Hits diff.
So should I read all of the chapter snippets from now on?
No, that was borderline terrible.
It was not. It was not.
It was mid. It was mid at best.
It was pretty good. Pretty good.
It was a joke. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then get on it. Read the whole thing. What do you guys want to do next? You want to do another reading? I do the prologue, or...
Oh, when are the new Camp Fear pods arriving for people are clamoring? That's true. There's supposed to be another series.
What? Like
Another
a second season? So I have one more I want to do for this season, the 12th episode, but they don't really pay the bills, so we're focused on the books. And then returning in the fall, I would say maybe like October, we would do another like 12 episodes.
12 in the fall? You should do them in the summer when Abby's off school.
I know I have to write these things. Those materialize.
True.
And I have to
At this
record
point,
them.
she could probably write them. She's a superstar now.
So yeah, I gave her the option of writing one of them, and so I think
wonder
we'll
if
start with
anyone
5
would
minutes
notice.
there. Imagine. So I just
Would
write
just
like
be
a 10-year-old.
one run-on sentence.
Fuck.
Any chance the books venture into new topics? Sci-fi, straight horror. Ooh.
So like I have 400,000 books on pre-order right now, and that's my priority. I was inspired. I watched what?
Okay. You're having a
I
stroke.
saw.
You're having a stroke.
the-
I saw. I watched. I saw.
I think I watched a movie, like a straight up horror film, and I was like, man, I kind of miss writing those like straight up slasher type books.
I know. I encouraged you so strongly to head to thrillers, and now look at you. Imagine you had...
What do you mean? Look at me. I have a mullet
No.
and a big
Imagine
orange
you
beard.
had stuck with
Horror?
horror.
I like a lot of genres.
Horrible.
Horror. So I listen. I have plans for one horror book. Like it's gonna be a one-off. It's gonna be like Hellraiser-esque. If you guys are familiar with that, Clive Barker is one of my favorite writers. If you've read the Haunted series, you know that I borrow from him this idea of quiddity, like the dream sea, which plays a big role there. And then I have a really good idea for a. I don't want to say fantasy because I know that's gonna be a turnoff for some of you guys, but like a medieval medieval fantasy. I know it's even worse.
What the-
More like a gladiator type fantasy storyline.
That's not a genre. So
I don't know what it would fall under. I don't know. It
like
would.
Game of Thrones type.
Yeah, I would go with Game of Thrones type. Yeah. I think that's, but more raw, more visceral.
Well, then I definitely won't read it.
What else is there?
No, I like the thriller ones.
Yeah, so it'd be like a more visceral, more
Oh, men in leather skirts. Kathy's up on that.
something like more of this guy. So this is the main character here. Yeah, hold on. He's in
Or
this.
like,
Dun dun
What's
dun.
that? What are those brothers? The brothers.
What?
The Hemsworth brothers.
No, we're not doing like weird fantasy shit. We already talked about Screech and his Saved by the Smell.
Yeah, but if you want to attract the readers, then you just. Why? Where am I?
It would be a very, very raw. Like I listened to a I'm gonna look this up because I want to do him justice. Yeah, I know who it is. So there's an author out there called Keith Blackmore. I think he uses C as his middle initial, so Keith C. Blackmore, and he writes like zombie apocalypse, and he wrote a book or part of a series called
Oh, now you have to really.
310 days, 300 blah blah blah. I don't know. Hold on.
Couldn't do the full year.
No, he ran out of steam, I guess. I don't know. 131 days.
Oh, so much less.
So it's called 131 Days, and it's about these gladiators existing in like prehistoric style. I don't know. For whatever reason, all fantasy takes place in medieval times, even if it's in a made-up land. So that was kind of one of the ones where I'm like, man, this guy did a fantastic job. It's a really, really good book. It's brutal. It is like what you would picture something back in the Roman era, circa whatever. Who knows? I'm worse that history
But
in
like
the
you've
world.
never written in that, now you're gonna get into
No,
it?
but I've always liked that. So I've always read that. I've told you guys before, like I will never write something that I've never read before. I think that's, some people do it for sure. I couldn't do it justice. It wouldn't make sense. I don't want to write something that I wouldn't want to read myself. So I'm not writing romance. Sorry, not happening. I know I can do
Aw.
romance with like a lot of
Can you make me one for
men in
my
leather
birthday?
skirts. A romance?
Yeah, for my birthday.
We could. Okay.
Just write me a book.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Thank you.
No, I think I will. I will at one point do that, and I'll write a series there. I have a really good idea for like a 4-book series about, like, if you were to picture Gladiator, but mature Gladiator, like rating MA, mixed with Game of Thrones. That's what I kind of want to do, and some horror books as well. But like I said, Andy, I am like very much behind on the schedule of this stuff, so I'm getting back in the flow. I really like. I hit a really good spot in the last like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even since Already Dead came out, which is about a month. I just,
Some momentum.
it's like for those of you who go to the gym, I would say it's more so for males because it's a bit more ego when you go to the gym as a guy and you're putting up big weight, and you take some time off for whatever reason, injury, work, whatever, and you just kind of like just don't want to go back because it's like, oh, I'm gonna be weaker, I'm gonna be a pussy, whatever. And it's, it's a pure ego thing. And so that's kind of the way it works with writing as well. Like you get into the groove and you're grinding and you're putting these good stories out and you're enjoying it. And then for various reasons, you can't do that anymore. And then it's like a slog to get back into it. You're like, oh man, where's the momentum? And so that's kind of what happened.
Stella got her groove back.
Stella got her groove back. Yeah, so.
No, but you need to trick your mind more. Like your mind is your
fucked
biggest
up
enemy.
place.
It's your biggest enemy.
Yeah.
Because it's all
An
about
enemy?
like what?
An enemy? No, an enemy.
Oh, and
It's a sea anemone.
yeah.
So I'm trying to get back there, and I really, really enjoyed Already Dead and now Dangerous Company. And I'm working on, I think I started this before, I got distracted as per usual. Flattery. Okay, yeah, I know what I was saying before. Because Direct Evidence is the next Chase book, and it comes out at the end of this month. I'm really hoping to that deadline. I'm gonna be working long hours. And the next one who comes out a day earlier or something stupid is Flattery, which is a Chase and Drake super chiller.
Oh.
And so I really want to get them back together after they've been through so much. The thing there is, no spoiler, but something happens to Drake at the end of Dangerous Company. So, like, chronologically, it doesn't really make sense for him to be in Flattery, which he has to be. So
what are you going to do?
I don't know. I might. I don't know. I might postpone. I'm going to get so much shit if I say that, though.
But Flattery should never be postponed.
So Flattery, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm working my ass off, though. I'm really dedicated to putting out a lot of books this summer. I have some great ideas, and I'm working super hard at it. What was me?
Will you write a Italy-inspired book when you're there in the summer?
Yeah, just pizza recipes. No, I don't know.
No, a murder in Pizzaville, in Puglia.
Puglia.
I think there's going to be something inspired there.
Probably. I love to travel. I was in Boston for my 40th. Had my 40th birthday. It was a blast.
Who organized that?
It's one of my buddies. And so it was an amazing time, and I got a lot of inspiration from that. Ever considered doing a Camp Fear?
Camp Fear style illustrated book for that age group with that style. Oh, well, the Camp Fear is in paperback.
No, it's not.
Oh.
So Camp Fear, the books are available digitally.
Oh, just digital.
They're too short to make into paperbacks. My idea was to the thing is, the last episode hasn't aired yet, but once that one airs, to combine all 12 of them into a paperback and distribute that to children everywhere. In terms of illustrations, dude, I can't.
But
I wish.
But the physical books would be a good idea because parents read those books at bedtime. Don't pull out a Kindle at bedtime.
They don't?
No.
I know. The irony is, you would think that, I don't want to say kids, but younger audiences would migrate towards the Kindle, right? Or the apps and that on
That's
their...
a couple decades
because,
away.
but they're on their phones all the fucking
know.
time. And yet, they just love the actual paper books.
I think it's because the parents are still our age who are still stuck in the... I think that's why, like, the bedtime is sacred. It's still got the books, the flipping the pages.
Listen, like I said earlier, I put all my books out, every single one except for the last Becca one because it's too short, in paperback as well because I know people love it. So I'm going to keep doing that. The audiobooks is a little different. Audiobook sales have not been great, honestly, and they are
so
very,
soothing.
very expensive. No, the podcast is different. The audiobooks.
No, I'm talking about Michael Polly.
Yeah, no, dude, this guy kills it.
No,
I've been with him.
Lainey?
She wants bad things to happen to me. I'm way behind on proofing, like 2 years. Don't talk. Lainey, if you're here, I love you. But Michael Polly does such a good job, and he's so sought after now. And he just always tries to fit me in because I'm one of his, I don't want to say OG clients because he's been doing this for years, but we've been together and he's done all the Drake books.
It's a real relationship.
Yeah. And but the issue is that they really don't sell.
Lisa buys the audiobooks.
You get the audiobooks? Awesome. I really appreciate that. I mean, they so my
people when they used to commute to work, like bring back the hybrid, the people going back to the office, RTO, return to office. That's when people read
buzzwords.
RTO. That's when people listened to your books. That dropped in COVID. Now people are getting back there. It's going to happen again. Michael Polly. I picked him. Remember when I picked him?
Back in the day. Yeah.
I have a little voice thing. We won't call it a fetish.
Sorry?
We won't call it a fetish. We'll just call it a voice thing. And I was like, Pat, I want to do the narration auditions.
Oh, okay. All right.
Who dat voice? And then we picked him, and I told him, I was like, I picked you.
So I listen to audiobooks all the time. Like I just don't have time literally to read books. Like as sad as that is.
Remember when we listened to the audiobook the other day? We were like, that was subpar compared to what you have. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to mention it, but
no, you don't have to.
it's actually not bad. I want to keep going.
It wasn't good. Like the voice.
No, there were like 4 voices. Right?
Voices.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I can mention this. Okay, yeah. So just backstory a little bit. Like I don't have time to actually read. I need to do because I'm just trying to get like shit done around the house, like work out, whatever. So I switched to audiobooks, and I really enjoy that format. And I love podcasts. And I like years ago, I listened to The Road by Cormac McCarthy. Fantastic, very bleak book. And the narrator was a guy called Tom Stucholsky. I don't know how to say it. Stucholsky.
Butchered it.
And I was like, man, I didn't know that a narrator could have and for that book it's absolutely perfect, but I enjoyed it so much that I actually looked for books narrated by him before I looked up books written by Cormac McCarthy. And I wanted a guy who had that similar kind of like dry, gravelly voice. And that's what I was looking for. So I said to Ash, we first initially auditioned for, I think, The Haunted Book 1. Skin, maybe. Whatever. One of the earlier horror books. And I was like, what do you think? And she's like, oh, Michael Polly, that's it. And I was like, hell yeah, it is. So I've been working with him forever. Yeah, the best thing about audiobooks is you can listen while doing something else, right? When you're reading, you have to literally sit there and like whatever, press the button, turn page, or turn the physical page. But I can do it when I'm mowing the lawn, or going for a walk, or going for a run, or going to the gym, or whatever I'm doing, making lunches. Like I'm listening all the time to different books. And the book that she actually mentioned, I think it's okay. I don't want to like put down any book, but it's called Oracle, and it's part of the free. If you're a Audible subscriber, then you can listen to it for free, and it's narrated by Joshua Jackson, who I think is a good actor, and I've liked a lot of stuff he's done. Yeah. But okay.
He's great. Well, back in the day.
Yeah, but it is like I couldn't listen to it. It's so bad.
Pacey, but we didn't love that book.
No, so I switched to something else. Do you think there's something to be said for a writer who's reading his own work?
No, it's a totally different skill set. Come on.
So yes and no. Yeah, for sure I would defer for a full book. I would probably just always defer to the professional. Like there's acting involved. There's a lot of shit like just in post-production that has to be managed and stuff I don't understand. The reason why I said most of the time is because I did record my own podcast and I got pretty good at doing it, and I have a really nice mic, even though you can barely hear me. A very good mic and a setup here, and so it's possible.
But that.
But why would I do it though? Just because I think I can, like, egotistically capture the characters better? Maybe not. Obviously, I could. But for a guy like Mike Polly, who's been doing my books for forever now, he knows the characters. He nails it, and because.
And he's consistent.
He has his accent, New York accent. He really, really does a great job.
New York, no?
Yeah, he's in New York. Yeah, he moved to LA. I think. Yeah, so it's also a little bit about connected to the writing, Andy, but it's a little bit about opportunity cost as well. So.
Oh yeah.
I gotta write more books, realistically.
But like some people, I feel like it's a different skill set, writing and narrating.
Like, 100% is, like, for sure.
You happen to do well with the podcast, but like audiobooks may have been different, like the whole book, all the different characters, the nuances.
I have a question for Lisa. Lisa, I'm in a couple of Facebook writer groups, and they were talking about some authors have been doing their own audiobooks, and they've been putting it up on YouTube for free. And so they make a little bit of money off of ads or whatnot. Like, I don't know. I think the person was getting $20 a day or something. So they're not on Audible, or maybe they are, but they're not exclusive. So you can buy on Audible, but you'd go to YouTube and you'd listen. Would that be something that would interest you? Not to say I would do that. The question they were asking is, should I do it like by chapter every day? And I kind of like that idea. Like trickle down, get a different audience on YouTube. No?
Never heard of that. thought only kids were on YouTube looking at weird unboxing videos. I didn't know people actually watched. Legit
No,
things.
YouTube is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
God. I don't know.
I would definitely try it. Yeah, so try. I know that some authors do put their books up for free on YouTube, and it's the audio version. Oftentimes, it's them reading it, and the general discussion was whether or not you could release chapter by chapter, or you just want to have the whole full like book.
What would you do?
Well, I would prefer chapter by chapter, but the consensus was that no, you got to do a full book. That's what the listeners want. Any other questions, comments, anything?
Do you think that there's going to be a next book for Drake? Was there any cliffhanger at the end?
Yeah, we talked about that.
No. Oh.
Happy Face.
Oh, Happy Face. Yeah.
I can't tell you what happened to Drake at the end.
You're right.
Because spoiler, but Happy Face will be coming out.
Happy Face.
I think I have Happy Face and then 2 other Drake books.
Whoa. Okay, but Drake
That's
and
it, though.
Chase are in a bit of a race, right?
Well, Drake's
Can't let Chase has to catch up now. It's time. So stop with the Drake. Chase is the fan favorite anyway. Lisa, Kathy. They're on my they're on my team. They
Okay.
want Chase.
I know everyone loves Chase. I'm sorry, I was thinking about something as you were talking.
What?
I recently read a book by Dan Padavona. I want to say Padavona. Like, I don't understand how he pronounced it. Padavona. Dan, I'll pull it out on screen tonight. And I thought it was fantastic. Oh, he's right there. He just wrote me.
Dan Padavona wrote you?
Yeah. Well, I'm getting there.
Oh.
So I reached out to him, and I was like, man, I really like your book.
Oh.
I'm going to try to... More books.
Oh.
I
Screenshot that. We looked so wistful.
So I have 3 more books. 3 more books in the Drake series, and then I'm not sure if it'll continue after that. That'll take it to 14. But I would love to use Drake maybe in another series, something like that.
Do we have did we decide on who would play Drake in a movie? What visual?
Yeah.
I don't have a visual on him.
The guy that we decided on,
Oh.
I forget his name though. Can't think of his
Blue eyes and
fucking
dark
name.
hair.
The guy who's actually much older than Drake, but he looks young.
Oh.
Fuck, I forgot his name.
Um.
And there's no way I'll come up with it.
But Emily Blunt is Chase in your mind?
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's who you said. Emily Blunt.
Yeah, Kathy.
It is. It is Dylan McDermott.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
right. She nailed it. I'm so happy because
There's no chance I would have fucking
I would
come
have
up with that.
forgotten. That's him.
Yeah, this is Drake for sure.
Okay, pull it up for everybody.
Oh wow,
Oh,
shirtless man.
sexy. Ooh.
All right, I gotta do the
But that
switcheroo.
one.
Hold on.
Oh. Can someone screenshot this?
What was it?
We look like we're looking.
What
at
did I go
stars
to
together.
live?
at least we have. I think it's also the lights maybe that are messing up.
No, I mean this one makes me look like fucking rosacea or some shit.
Maybe it's just the natural skin pigmentation.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up.
I'm hooking you off.
Please go to your local retailer, aka Amazon, and grab a copy.
Support the small guys like Amazon.
You're supporting me. I'm a small guy.
Yeah, you're a small guy.
And when you're done the book, if you've enjoyed it, please leave a review. I know that it's getting easier now. You can just click a 5-star, like a star button. They didn't usually allow that, or didn't usually show up. But if you can write something, that'd be great. Appreciate it.
Yeah, words are better than just the stars.
Hey, this is the greatest book I've ever read.
Yeah, it's Pat's bedtime stories. I read the reviews to him.
We could do that again.
Oh, the 1-star.
Like last summer.
If there is a 1-star, I'll read it.
Oh, there are plenty. Last summer, actually, on Instagram.
Many summers ago. It was 2 or 3.
Was it? Instagram Live. She had a couple glasses of wine, and she decided to read all the 1-star reviews.
They were
scathing. Nah, they're funny.
No, that was good. It was like it was a good exercise in humility.
On that note, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a good time. We're just chilling, talking about the new book, Dangerous Company, available now.
Yes, 58, number 58.
I can't believe it's 58.
Machine.
Well, it's the 11th book in this series.
Machine.
I want to do another Beckett book. I know you guys are clamoring for that.
The bell tolls.
Yeah, but I want to do another Beckett book. I have an idea about a
Pete Davidson's busy.
What's that?
He's busy.
Sure. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I got my whole year planned out as per the pre-orders, but I hope to slip in some surprises there. I really want to do Sacrifice, the 7th book in the Haunted series, because I know I kind of left that one hanging. Although, in my defense, I came to a conclusion. However, probably wasn't the one that you guys wanted, so there's more story to be told. But anyways,
I think there's really a division between like the Chase, the Drake fans, the Haunted. Like there's certain people waiting for the Haunted, and they're not down for your others, and then the others are.
You think so?
Yeah. One day.
Yeah, I mean.
You should do a poll in your newsletter.
I haven't. Okay, I don't know if you guys have probably signed up for it, but I have a newsletter. You just go to ptlbooks.com and you can sign up. I really don't send that many emails. I want to start doing it once a week, actually. I hope you guys are receptive to that. Where on Friday, let's say, I'll send out if I have a new release or like a sale or just to say what's going on. I really want to be more engaged there. It seems a little bit too, I don't know, like businessy. That's not really me. Like clearly I have to use to alert you guys of a sale or whatever, but I want to have a little bit more interaction. So if you haven't signed up for that, it's PTL Books.
Call it
Connection, yeah. Well, that's why, to be honest, though, like, as ironic as it is, I find those things very hard to write, those emails. Like, it comes off, like, weird and, like, I don't know. Thanks for liking, Lisa.
You're unscripted and scripted.
Yeah, I prefer this medium better because it's just chatting. It's more natural.
Yeah, you don't like filters. And it
no.
needs to be a little more polished than you'd like to be.
I'm polished? What do you mean? You are excited for a one-off horror sci-fi. Yeah, so I've said this before. One of my favorite movies of all time is Event Horizon, and I had an idea for a sci-fi horror book about this long, like, space travel. These people are like whatever, cryo frozen, whatever they always do in those books, and there are only supposed to be 10 people on that passageway, but one of the women was impregnated right before they went in, so it's called the 11th passenger. And there are a lot of problems that occur because they're supposed to be in stasis and this baby is growing inside, and had a horror twist. So that's an idea I had for a book that I'm excited to write. But like I said, I got to focus on the books that I have already on pre-order, and I'm excited to write those as well. Yeah, Kathy likes the Haunted series. Yeah, I love that. Like, I did a reading at a tech company like a couple years ago for Halloween. And it was super, super fun.
Was it the Haunted series you did?
Yeah, it was called Shallow Graves. And that one, to be honest with you, I've always looked at my writing career, and Drake is the one that really pushed me into being able to do it full time So Butterfly Kisses. But the Haunted Book 1, Shallow Graves, was the one where I was like, oh, okay. Like, I really nailed the cover. Well, I didn't, whatever. I gave guidance to the cover designer. I nailed the theme. I nailed the tropes. I felt like that one really started me along the line of, I can do this, right?
I can do it.
I can do it,
I can
Mom.
do it.
You like that idea, Lisa, for the 11th Passenger? Although I got a little turned off because I think there was a movie or something that came out like by the same name, but
So you
whatever.
have to find another one.
I know maybe
Maybe not
ninth
11, yeah.
Passenger doesn't matter.
Pick your favorite number. 8.
It's gonna be 8. Is it?
What's your favorite number?
Is it
I don't know. One day you told me it was 8.
4? Maybe I don't know.
No, 4 is my favorite number.
Still my favorite number. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Andy. Everyone for showing up. Maybe I'll be back. Maybe I'll do a weekly thing. I don't know, like this conversation with you guys.
Don't
I know. I get in trouble. Sorry.
Yeah, don't.
What's this?
Expectation setting.
What is the saying? It's like under promise and over deliver.
Promise, over deliver. You're over promising and under delivering.
100%. This chat has been under delivering. Fuck. Whatever. Nice to talk with you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in a week. Every Friday.
Oh, stop promising. Bye.
Bye.